Okay, number 7 plastic. What is number 7 plastic? It is other. So I want to talk about two specific other plastics that aren't covered by codes 1 through 6. One, I want to talk about polycarbonates. Polycarbonate plastic. So here is a very common polycarbonate, or a monomer for polycarbonate. Notice this is a bis alcohol, so this is a bis nucleophile. Anytime we talk about this, we know we're discussing condensation polymers. And this is a condensation polymer. This compound you've almost certainly heard of in the news. This is bisphenol A, which is suspected of leaching out of plastic and going into the environment, and it's kind of an endocrine disruptor. It's just not a good thing to have in your diet. People argue about whether it really leaches out of plastic or not, but that's not what this discussion is about. This is simply about what is the plastic, but it is bisphenol A, and you will certainly hear about bisphenol A. It reacts with this compound, which is kind of like a double acid chloride. It's a bis electrophile. It's called phosgene. One of the most notoriously toxic chemicals in the world of chemistry. And these two things react to form, how do I want to draw this? Let's start from this end. They form a condensation polymer between the bisphenol A alcohols attacking phosgene. And if you go through and count the atoms, this is actually the repeating unit, and this is a polycarbonate. This gets used in a lot of different purposes. Eyeglasses lenses are often a polycarbonate plastic. They're really strong. They have a good index of refraction of light, so they make excellent eyeglasses lenses. They're also used in these reusable drinking water bottles that people carry around. So, you tend to keep this plastic a long time, and it tends to be exposed to food for a long time, and over that long-term exposure, maybe even if it only slowly leaks out bisphenol A, that's bad enough. And again, people argue about whether that really happens, but that's where you encounter it, and that's where there's some concern over use for when it comes in contact with food. Okay, so that's polycarbonate. Let's talk about another plastic. It's called ABS plastic, and sometimes this isn't put under the number 7 other label, but ABS plastic is it's an addition polymer, and it actually contains 3 different alkenes. One is acrylonitrile. It's the A in ABS. The B is butadiene, which we've encountered in Diels Alder chemistry, and the S is styrene. So you mix these 3 monomers together in different ratios, and you can get different properties in your ABS plastic. You encounter ABS plastic, it's a really hard, high-impact plastic, like, football helmets. Or it can be formulated to make really strong and rigid things. It's also used in like 3D printer filament. Let's make that printer. I think some plastic found in cars is made out of this. So again, it's strong stuff. But these are 2 other plastics that you commonly encounter that we didn't really fit under the umbrella of the other recycling codes. Polycarbonate and ABS plastic.